You are watching Fugitive Red-Eye, and welcome to another episode of OverAnalyzing, the series where I take a more in-depth look at the fictional universes which I love. At the end of these episodes, I'm always saying that I'm open to suggestions for future episodes of OverAnalyzing, and today we have our first ever suggestion. When I was live streaming the Simpsons Hit and Run, Awesome Gamer suggested why not overanalyze the Simpsons movie. And I had to put some thought into it, because honestly I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do with that. But I decided, since the series is called OverAnalyzing, why not just overanalyze it? So first thing I want to mention is a very small thing, and it's just attention to detail, honestly, on the DVD release. At the beginning of the movie, Professor Frink says The Simpsons movie on the big screen. However, at the beginning of the DVD menu, he says The Simpsons movie on the small screen. When the movie first came out and I got it, I was worried they were going to change the line in the actual movie itself, but they didn't. It still says on the big screen on the movie itself. It's just the menu that says that. I don't know why the hell I thought they would have changed it. I was just retarded at the time, I guess. Another thing I want to point out is Russ Cargill had a different design during production of the movie than he did in the final product. In fact, the McDonald's toy based on Russ Cargill is based on his early production design rather than his final movie design. I thought that was always kind of interesting. Another thing I do want to mention is the canonicity of the movie. Now with The Simpsons, to have an established canon is really hard to do, because The Simpsons is all about being inconsistent and not really caring about canon. For instance, there's an episode which ends with The Simpsons moving out of their house and moving in with old Gil, and it's never touched upon again, and it never shows them go back to their house, but in the next episode everything's back to normal. But I will say that The Simpsons movie is sort of canon, in the way that anything can be canon to The Simpsons because of the way it is. Because they do reference Spider-Pig in a later episode. Now one other thing I do want to mention, where the hell is Colin? If the movie's canon, why don't they ever mention Colin again? Again, this is probably because The Simpsons doesn't give a shit about canonicity, but still. Another thing I want to mention, The Simpsons movie is probably my favorite movie based on a cartoon. At least my favorite movie based on a cartoon TV series that has had a theatrical release. If we count the Futurama movies, I'd say I like those a little bit better than the Simpsons movie, although I do like older Simpsons more than I like Futurama. Although Futurama was consistently good, whereas arguably the Simpsons has definitely had its highs and lows. People tend to credit the Simpsons movie as being a good thing to come out of a bad period for the Simpsons. I disagree. I think the Simpsons was actually still golden for a couple of seasons after the movie, and then after that is when it went to shit. And I still like the newer episodes. They're nothing compared to what seasons 1 through 20 were, which in my opinion is the true golden age, which a lot of people will say, no, it's 2 to 8, or it's 2 to 6, or there's different people with different opinions on it, obviously. I objectively think, though, The Simpsons is golden from season 1 to the first half of season 20. After that, it began a steady decline until it hit shit in about season 23 or 4. And then it got good again. It's slowly climbing its way back up. It's nothing compared to what it used to be, but these last couple of seasons have been a step in the right direction, I think. The Simpsons movie is a great movie for The Simpsons, and if you haven't seen it and you are a Simpsons fan, you should definitely check it out. Also, another thing I want to mention is when I first saw The Simpsons movie, I saw it in theaters, and then later on, shortly after it came out, we had a bootleg of it that was just one of those shitty shaky cam bootlegs. We did eventually buy the real DVD because that one was fucking horrible. A friend of ours bought us a bootleg of it when I was younger, and that's when I would watch it at home. And then later on went to get the real DVD release. The real DVD release is miles better than the bootleg, obviously, but I just thought that was something worth mentioning because it was nostalgic. I don't have that bootleg anymore, though. We got rid of it. Anyway, that really does all I have to say about the Simpsons movie. Do let me know if you have further things you want me to do in a future episode of OverAnalyzing. Let me know what you thought of this episode down in the comments below. And if you're interested in more Simpsons-related content, I definitely recommend checking out Awesome Gamer, who's the one who suggested this episode. He does mostly like Let's Plays of like Hit and Run and Road Rage, which I've done a little bit of myself on stream, but he does them as well. So if you're interested in more Simpsons content, check out Awesome Gamer. His channel will be in the description below. Anyway, this has been Fugitive Red-Eye, and you have a great day.
Subscribe to Fugitive Red-Eye.